Nobody likes spending money to think about their own death. It's not very fun, and it's not even something you get to enjoy the benefits of yourself. But estate planning can buy you some peace of mind while you're alive. A clear to-do list. An easier night's sleep knowing that your family is taken care of. Ultimately, it buys you protection from the Four Horsemen of the estate planning apocalypse. I'm talking about the loss of assets, family frustration, future fights, and future costs. I'll explain the dangers and flat-out financial and time costs of these sinister enemies that come with a death and ensuing probate if you haven't done the proper planning. There's simply no way you can expect to avoid the Four Horsemen without a complete estate plan. But what do I mean by that? Well, obviously you'll need a last will and testament. But just having a last will isn't nearly enough. You need to consider lifetime agency and directive documents, like powers of attorney, advance directives, and declarations of guardianship. You might also need to plan for estate taxes or even set up some trusts. Having a complete, well-rounded plan will be your greatest weapon against the Four Horsemen. Now, let's examine each of the looming estate planning doombringers. The first horseman, loss of assets. If your plan is incomplete, your assets are not safe from creditors, the government, or even unwanted family members. Your family might not even know that some of your assets exist, let alone where to find them. Now, one of the biggest problems in probate is finding assets. Think about it. If you passed away right now, would your family know where to find your stuff? Here's how we can limit loss from upsetting your plan. Do you have a list of your assets? It doesn't have to list the exact to-the-penny balances, but a rough list of where everything is located so people can actually find your stuff is a great first step. Do you have any digital assets like photos, accounts, domains, NFTs, or cryptocurrency that we need to preserve? We need to know where these things are to save them, or maybe just need to know to delete your Ashley Madison and Tinder profiles. Have you checked unclaimed property? Every state has a listing of unclaimed property that gets turned back into the state. There's a lot of unclaimed property out there, possibly yours, so go get your stuff. Does an advisor or a family member have a list of all of your financial accounts? Financial advisors don't always have a list of every asset and may just be focusing on the accounts they manage, but we don't want to lose all of the accounts that they haven't got their hands on. Make sure we've got a full list of everything. Are there any assets that you haven't identified, like points and miles? Again, we don't want to leave anything out. Do you have a safe deposit box? There's no automatic record of it, so we need to know about it before you can't tell us about it. The second horseman, family frustration and delays. An incomplete plan invites even more stress into the situation in the form of frustration and delays. Nobody wants to leave a mess, and there will surely be some frustration when you pass. But you want to minimize that frustration so that there are no surprises, the process doesn't take any longer than necessary, or that the plan doesn't fail in some other way. So how can we minimize that frustration? Where is your original last will stored? Here in Texas, we need to know where the original will with wet ink signatures is. Having the original will is a much better answer than just having a copy. Does your executor know that they've been appointed? They can't act if they don't know that they're supposed to be doing this. Have you protected yourself from identity theft? There are 3 credit reporting agencies, and each will allow you to freeze your credit reports. You should, to make sure that nobody's taking advantage of you. Do you have any requests for your funeral? You should communicate these requests so people know what you wanted. It's even better if it's written somewhere. When you pass, the banks will freeze your accounts. Will that cause a problem for your family? Short-term liquidity issues are potentially crushing to families, and it can be avoided by setting up your bank accounts the correct way. The third horseman, future fights. A death in the family can cause a lot of turmoil, and when there's a lot of money and assets at stake, it's a recipe for conflict. Sometimes certain family members can keep fights at bay while they're alive, but once they pass, the gloves come off and everybody is ready to get their pound of flesh for every real and perceived grievance from the last few decades that they've saved up until now to unleash. A complete plan will identify and diffuse some of those potential fights that may happen once you're gone. How can we do that? Here are a few questions for you. Does your attorney have a list of all of your family members? Who are the players, even the ones who aren't going to receive anything under your plan? Are there any people who could cause problems when you're not here by challenging your plan? Again, we want to know and identify those people now to start averting those problems later. Does your plan address how to distribute those special assets so that there won't be fights over each asset that can't be split? Now, not every asset can be easily divided among your beneficiaries, but your plan may result in your beneficiaries receiving undivided interest in assets that they can't share, like a business, a house, or a car. The fourth horseman, future costs and taxes. The end of a loved one's life is an incredibly difficult time for the family. A complete plan makes sure that they're left with the greatest benefit possible. There will be some costs, but if you know what's coming, you should be able to minimize and possibly even eliminate some of those costs now. You shouldn't have to pay more than you should. But what are these unexpected costs? These unforced costly errors? If you have a plan, when was the last time your last will or revocable trust was actually reviewed? We want to make sure that it still works. We see a lot of plans that are 10 and 20 years old that create trust that we just don't need anymore. When was the last time you confirmed your beneficiary designations on all your accounts? Like the last will, this is important to be sure that your plan works the way you intend it to. What are the expected income tax consequences of your death? There are many things that may change for income tax purposes when you die, and your beneficiaries may end up paying more in income tax if your plan has certain mistakes. While most people aren't thinking about estate tax right now, when the exemption is $12.06 million per person, that amount is going to come down in a few years. Planning for that change now should be part of your plan, even if you don't have 7 Porsches and manicured gardens. Have you included all the life insurance death benefits when determining if the estate tax will be an issue for you? That's a big issue not only in evaluating tax exposure. The death benefit is subject to estate tax, even if it's not subject to income tax. Now, not every one of these questions will be an issue for you and your family, and this isn't even a complete list of everything that could go wrong. But what you'll see is that there are many ways to address your issues, and it's better to address them while you're still alive. And the best way to do that, the best protection against the four horsemen of the estate planning apocalypse, is an estate plan that's tailored to you, your family, and your unique needs.